what the army of Alexander the Great used to eat for energy. The following herbs are nutritious as well as healing and can help us as concentrated food sources at a time when there are not many fruits, vegetables, cereals, nuts, and seeds. Let's remember they didn't have refrigeration either at that time. We're talking about 330 BC. How to survive with a little food, taking vitamins from a single plant. What we give to gain weight, patients who do not eat. Now, what did the army of Alexander the Great eat for energy? What is 50 times sweeter than sugar and grows in Greece? What we use in severe extreme external wounds and gangrene. Alfalfa or day clover. Medicano savita. Alfalfa, Arabic for father of food. Contains proteins, chlorophyll, vitamins A, B12, K, and potassium P, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. The underground root of alfalfa can extend deep several meters below the soil surface, collecting many minerals from the bowels of the earth. A plant with a shorter root cannot do that well. Alfalfa can be used as a food or dietary supplement. It contains essential hormones and enzymes that are necessary to keep the pituitary gland and adrenal glands functioning. There's a story we've told in many lectures and lessons about the family which was confined to a concentration camp, and the family found the strength to succeed until the end of the war when they were liberated. The key was a clover plant. The clover, we call the four-leaf clover or three-leaf clover. The plant growing in the corner inside of the fence and outside of the fence. Each member of the family secretly took a few leaves of plant each day, allowing the clover to replenish its leaves throughout the year. And the family received the necessary nutrients from this clover plant. These nutrients were not provided by poor quality and rare foods. The family maintained their health while others around them did not had malnutrition. And then we have the ascophil, algae fucus, kelp, as we call it, or seaweed, kelp. It's also very delicious. Seaweed dried and grated powder or in granules. Now, I am, as you know, a lot of you know, a K-drama addict. And we know that, every time they had a birthday, the mother of the house would make them seaweed soup. I bought myself dried seaweed. I have not made myself seaweed soup yet. But this is what Alexander the Great's army used to have, seaweed. These plants originate from the ocean, native to the coasts of North Atlantic and the Western Mediterranean. They also contain essential protein, vitamins, including B12, minerals, plus about 35 trace elements that the body needs to function well. The organic iodine provided by algae will rebuild and take care of the thyroid gland. Kelp seaweed has a salty taste due to its high potassium content, so it will give flavor to other foods, such as an excellent salt substitute, without its negative effects. We know of a couple who lived on the beach far from civilization when mushrooms and other wild grasses were scarce and rare inland. They survived on fresh kelp, algae washed from the sea. They often made kelp seaweed soup or kelp seaweed drink sweetened with honey and fresh water. And then they had elms, the common elms, elm powder. It was a high content of proteins and vegetable gelatin. One could grow very well with elm alone. We have seen several cases where young children lost weight quickly, became weak from a debilitating disease. Often they cannot keep a normal food inside. When having elm porridge, a combination of elm powder, water, and honey, made into a fine paste, not only did they survive, but they actually gained weight and regained their health. The taste is very good as well. It's pleasant, nutritious, and it fills you. Licorice, a smooth licorice. The licorice root powder. The adrenal glands need a force every 5 hours to maintain the body's energy. If a meal or other food is not available, licorice root will nourish the adrenal glands. The armies of Alexander the Great carried licorice roots in the great marches of their campaign to gain energy, strength, and endurance. A much higher energy tonic than the current bar, sugar, chocolate, candy given to the poor GIs by the military. Licorice quenches hunger and thirst. A tablespoon of licorice root powder in a liter of water, you shake it well, taken in full sips during the day, will retain the energy of a person who needs to stay awake on a long car trip, for example. So I guess it replaces coffee. Licorice tea is a wonderful, refreshing pick-me-up. A group of women working night shifts at a well-known radio factory were nervous about the caffeine that they were taking to stay awake. They switched to licorice tablets and found that their energy could be maintained overnight without the effects of caffeine. Licorice root is an excellent choice for a storage herb. It's been found in Egyptian tombs as well, so the ancient Egyptians knew about this as well. Then we have Symphytum officinale, root powder of coniferous leaves. This herb is nutritious as well as medicinal. Root powder or coniferous leaves are an insurmountable food. Congenital contains high amounts of protein as well as calcium. The roots or leaves can be made into a tea or added to green juices. Many people we know have used root powders for a thickener in soups and sweets. Althea officinalis, or marshmallow watercress root. The watercress root is an invaluable herb that can be used as a herbal food, as well as a soothing bath to heal the worst open wounds, especially gangrene. Watercress root powder can be reconstituted in its natural state and used as a beverage, a tea, or thickener if desired, that can keep someone from starvation. It's full of vegetable proteins. It also enhances the flow of breast milk for young mothers. So this is it. Take your pick: alfalfa, clover, kelp, elms powder, licorice, root from coniferous leaves, and watercress. Isn't that something? This is what they used to have. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.